That's now been done. Mr. Bobby Cotton's about to jump in the booth with me again. And we have got a very, very exciting match for you right now. If you heard during the intros, this match is going to decide who comes out of this group, because both players are undefeated. They're 2-0.
Hello, Ken.
Hello, Cotton Bobby.
Well,
that's the Taiwanese pronunciation of your name, by the way.
I knew. I caught on.
But anyway, Bobby, this match is for the winner, for the win in the group. So whoever wins here will proceed to the semifinals, and the other gentleman has no shot to win the title.
Wow, this is a pressure match here.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Mike won the lag also is very important, as we've seen all week. Having the hammer at the end makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. Can you believe it? No, can you believe nothing goes?
I can, but he can't.
You just wouldn't think you could break the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, I like the solids except for the 4 ball up there. The 4-11, of course, is giving you problems with both groups.
You can move it right here, but the 3's,
well, the 3 will go up by the 7 once the 7's gone, and it looks like the 8 goes clean in the side.
I would shoot the 7 here and move that 4 right now. And get the 6.
What do you got for insurance?
6.
Okay. I like it.
Or even maybe the 1.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. Actually, depending on the angle on the 1, I'd rather break those 2 with the 1, but I don't think he's got the right angle to do it.
No, he's past the line.
But you're right. He can go into them right now.
If he goes into them now, I believe he's going to get out.
Yeah. I think he thinks just the way you do, you Taiwanese champions.
I'm a Filipino champion. I told you I was married to a Filipino.
Were. Yeah. Perfect. Beautifully done, just as you described it, Bobby.
Perfect. He hit it perfect.
Okay, now this is the tough shot of the rack, really. He needs to get out. I'd like to get the 2 out of there as quick as possible.
I would go forward here and shoot the 2 next.
Yeah, I think I would, and if I came too short, I might have the 5 in the left-hand side. He's looking at the 5 now.
If he does get on the 2 good or the 5, the next ball then is the 3.
Then it's the 3. Right, and 4-1-8 or 1-4-8.
Whatever, yeah. But he's got to get that 2-3 out of there now.
Exactly.
I have to make him a slight favorite, as much as I hate to. What do you think, Ken?
I really think it's a pick 'em. I think
he's like right on the money.
Oh yeah, that's ball in hand shape right there.
Shade it inside, straighten it out on the last shot.
Well, I think Koping Chung is probably a little bit of a better tactician at the table than Mike, but I'm going to give Mike a little edge, maybe in the break.
I don't even know about that.
And not by much. But one thing that I do think Koping Chung has an advantage over Mike is he's not going to let anything affect him during the match that might go bad for him, where Mike occasionally lets his emotions get the best of him. Not sure that's far enough. If it's not, he's going to have to shoot the 3 or the 1, and I think he'd shoot
the 5.
If he can, of course, but we'll know momentarily.
If he can make the 5, he's drawing back about 3 inches and shooting the 3 next. If he can hit the 5.
Well, the thing you want to do if you're going to shoot the 3 is you want the angle where the cue ball is going away from the 8. You don't want to take a chance to tie that 8 up.
And also the 3 goes down here, so he might shoot the 5, 1, 4, and then shoot the 3 last.
The 3 down here where he's standing?
Yes.
It's real tight, Bobby.
No,
I'm standing right down the line.
The 3 goes right straight in the hole. Look. The 3 goes straight by the...
where he's standing right now? Or up corner?
He's shooting it now right
now. But I don't think it passed the 8 this way, if that's what you were talking about, where his left hand is.
It does.
Well, I'm sitting right down the line, but
you can't see.
Well, that's true.
That's something to do with it.
Yeah, this from the man who the other day asked me where his glasses were when you were wearing them.
I had them on. I tried to put yours on.
You put mine on over them, and then you really couldn't see.
I did. I tried to put yours on top of mine.
Well,
And
is that where the 4 eyes expression?
that's
You were 6 eyes.
that's pitiful.
Well, anyway, he's just done this beautifully now. I think
The 4 goes. He's going to shoot and stop if he can.
he's not quite straight, Bobby, so he can't just stop.
Maybe he'll drop shoot. Yep.
I think he's going forward
Yeah.
to play it in the side, right about where the 6 ball was, but not quite that far. And if you're going to err, you err on this side. Now, if you have to, you can come 3 rails.
3 rails.
I don't think the 11's going to be. Well, I don't think he'll come that far to get near the 9.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is miss the 11 ball off the second cushion.
Right.
The match on table 2 really is of little consequence to the outcome of the group. I mean, we will try to flip the camera over there, maybe when they're racking here, just so you'll not have to watch someone rack. But it doesn't matter whether Jason or Warren win. Neither of them can get out of the group. It does affect final placement, though. I mean, there is payment for 1 through 16, and we know the top 4 will wind up in the semis and the finals. But 5th through 8th, and then 9th through 12th, and 13th through 16th carry prize money at different levels, of course. And, you know, 4 guys are going to tie for 5th through 8th on record, probably, and then it'll go to games won and given up. So, you know, each rack is still important for final standings. Also, the fact that this is the 3rd match of their round robin, all 3rd round robin matches carry an extra $250 bonus to the winning player. And the reason for that was the organizers knew that when it came to the 3rd match of the round robin stages, there was probably likely to be maybe a match in every group that could not affect the final outcome of the group. So they wanted to let the players at least still have a little something to play for over and above the standard prize money. So let's see the explosive break by 105-pound Chung. He finished in 2nd place in the Invitational 10 ball, losing to Big Brother Pinyi in what, by historical purposes, was a mild upset, since he's held a 2-to-1 advantage over his brother in all the times they played together. Look at this break. Cue ball got kicked to the bottom rail. It was kind of right in the middle of the table. He'd like to take the stripes because the 2 goes nowhere. But I don't know if he's got anything but the 12 ball up here to shoot, and then getting on the 13 is not going to be easy. If he takes the solids, I don't know what he can open with unless the 5 goes in the side. Now, he could take the stripes and play a carom on the 13 off the 2, of course, because, excuse me, the table is open. Groups aren't established, and until the groups are established, all the balls are legal object balls except the 8, so you can use a stripe to a solid or vice versa. Well, Bobby, as you can see, the trouble here is the 13 in the upper left. He only has 1 stripe that he can really shoot here.
That's a hanger.
Which is this bank or the 12 ball. I do think stripes is the right group because the 2 doesn't go anywhere. And he might be able to stay right there for the 15. Well, he did, but he didn't make the ball. Now, even if that goes in, the groups are still not established. Well, Mike probably is going to go ahead and shoot this ball down the long rail. If he can make the 13, he might want to shoot it now.
Yeah, he can't hit it unless he goes rail first, maybe.
Yeah, that's not the best thing. But he's got the 11 to help get him down there. He's got 3 stripes up here to help. It's just the fact that He's on the 15 now, and he may never get a better shot at it than he's got right now.
That's true.
His only other choice would be to shoot the 2 in off the cushion, off the 13, if it will go. And it looks like it. He may not even be able to get to the right of the 2 to do that. He may be forced to shoot the stripe down the rail. And then I think the 8 goes through the gap between the 2 and the 1 in that pocket. It certainly goes in the other pocket.
Yeah, this ball here can be missed.
Well, it's tough because he's also using an awkward bridge too.
He's got to make sure he gets past the point.
Yeah, he's got to stay steady here. You don't want no movement, no body movement. Oh, he hit it well. But did he get a reward? The 15 looks pretty snug by the 12, but I think he's got 2/3 of it, and he's close to it. So I think right.
He ain't got to do nothing with the cue ball here. Just make the ball.
It's the 11 he wants out of there as quick as possible, because I'd use the 12 or the 9 to get to the 8. I mean, to get to the 13, to get to the 8. Yep. Now he should shoot the 11 now, and then I'd probably get down here and get the 13 out.
Yeah,
and slide up under the 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Over on table 2, it's Warren 2 and Jason 1.
I would have got on a 13.
Yeah, I think so too, but you know it's okay.
Yeah, he can shoot
the 12 and stop.
Off the 9.
And then the 9 and one rail into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Then the only thing tricky will be
getting on the 8.
Getting on the 8, right. But this is a huge game for Mike to win, having won the lag but broke dry. This way he kind of maintains holding of serve. And Ping Chung will be playing from behind as long as Mike can continue to win on his break.
Now, if he can just draw straight back, if the 8 goes, he can spin back down the center table and shoot the 8 in the same hole if it goes through that gap.
Well, look at the camera shot we got here. It doesn't look like the 8 goes.
No, it's no good.
He's going to play for the long corner, I think. Oh, he used the 3 to
That's
stop. That's pretty smart.
Exactly.
That's pretty smart shooting right there.
Yep. Apiece. 2-1 over there with Jason. Kiamko ahead 2-1. Over here it's 1 apiece. Mike and Cole.
No, it's 1-0. Oh no, it is 1.
He
didn't mark his score yet. Yeah, it's 1-1. Yeah, they each won on the other guy's break. Mike broke dry, and Ko Ping Chung ran out, and then
I hate racking.
Koping Young
I don't like playing rack your own.
made a ball and missed a cross corner on the 13.
I don't like playing rack your own. I think it breaks your rhythm.
Well,
Does me.
I understand. Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I understand. We know.
I want to be down there warming up strokes.
Right, sure, I understand that.
Yeah. Of course, I played pool for 40 years where you rack your own. I mean, lose your racks. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think guys our age all grew up playing that. He needs something down there to help him, give him an easy shot, or he needs the 4 to hang. The 4 and the 10 are both going to hang. So he does have his kind of choice of group. It's kind of congested behind the 8 ball. All those stripes look like they go in that pocket.
I shoot the 4 and go into those balls from here.
Well, you know what? I'm not. I don't know if I'd do that from that distance. You can't
Just
do a
high
lot.
Right, hit the ball fat. Boom.
Well, high right, that cue ball may hug the rail.
No, you don't hit that hard.
Well,
you hit that hard and try to thin the deuce and you might move all them balls. He's
got the
one ball as a safety valve.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 3 may even go over where the 4 is, but the 2 doesn't go anywhere.
I would hit these balls. I'm telling you, I'd hit the ball right now.
You know, you got to be careful. Maybe you hit the 8 and it falls in the side and you lose the game.
That's a shot right there. I'm telling you, that's a shot.
Well, it was a good shot. He got fortunate that the 2 came out.
That was a perfect time because he's got, like I say, he had the 1, in case he got jammed up.
Well, he's got a little dilemma here because the 2 and 3 both go in that side. But if he shoots the 2, he can't get on the 3. And if he shoots the 3, I don't know if he can get on the 2.
That's true. So he's got a little bit of a. And he
I mean, he'd have to come back there unless he wants to shoot the 3 in the corner.
And move the 2.
Or bump into the stripe. I think moving the 2 is the right thing to do. It needs to go a little further, and it has.
Ken, I'm in dead stroke. Can't you tell? I'm telling you.
You are playing so good.
I'm perfect.
I may need weight in the booth from you. And
right now, you might get it. I'm hitting them good. I'm telling you. I called 2 in a row. I'm telling you. I might give you like the call late or something.
No, I think I want 2 on the wire.
No, forget about it. You got to stab this one in. Shoot the 1 next.
Shoot the 5 next if he can.
Well, I don't think the 5 goes. He's trying to get on the 1. The 5 don't go in the left corner.
I guess not.
He might shoot the 2 here, then the 1, then the 5. I think that's what he's going to have to do.
Yeah.
Which is all right. He can go forward here, or he can draw the ball either way. I think I'm going forward.
I'd go forward here. I'd like to get to the middle of the table.
Right.
Shoot the 1 so I can keep my angle on the 5 because the 8 only goes in the pocket where the 2's going.
I like drawing the ball. He might draw at the 11.
I think he's going to miss the 11 or the 13.
Oh, he had the room.
And now he's dead. Now he's dead straight in, which is where he wanted to be.
I believe he's got to draw back on this side of the line of the 5, though, because if he doesn't, he might be catching that 9.
Right. He wants the cue ball to go towards the short cushion when he shoots the 5 ball. Or if he gets the other angle, he wants to be able to slide down.
Yeah. I think he wants to go toward the
you know what?
rail.
Even if he's straight, Bobby, he sucks it straight back and over.
And spins over. He's all right.
Yeah. I think either angle would work, and I think straight in's okay too. Kind of be hard. It'd be pretty tough to get so bad here. You couldn't get up table for the 8.
Yeah, he's just got to draw back with low left and spin right down here.
That's kind of what I like. Just let your spin do the work once it hits the cushion. You don't even need to get to the side pocket. If you can get to the first diamond near the side, that's plenty. Spin. He did. That's fine. Just make the ball. No chance to scratch here. Nothing go wrong. Put all your focus on pocketing the ball. That was a pretty sweet out. He took your advice early on, played the 4, ran into those colors.
Nice out.
But, you know, at the same time, there was risk to what you suggested he
Yeah.
was going to do because it didn't have to turn out that good.
No, yeah, it was.
But
It was tricky.
it was the only way to get out.
Yeah.
And he was willing to take that chance.
Yeah, and he had. It was a nice.
Right.
It was a perfect opportunity to go in those balls.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, we're back on table 2 here momentarily while Young Ko racks him up. And you can see Warren with a 3-1 lead and at the table. I think Jason's probably going to be happy when this is all over. He's really underperformed. He's had his moments, but I think he expected to do a bit better than he has.
Tell you what, you get in this thing, you better be prepared not to miss.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
But you ain't getting nothing. Ain't nothing soft in this event.
What a beautiful break, huh? What a beautiful break. Every ball has a pocket. I think I would initially favor the stripes because I don't know if the 2-4 go by this stripe in the lower left.
I don't think it does.
They do go in the other side, but then you got to get there. The 8 goes by the 3. He can start with the 10. Or he can start with
the only thing that's
yeah,
tricky.
that's the only tricky ball. He could even start with the 12.
You know what I might try to do? I might shoot the 12 and try to shoot the 9 next.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
Know
If he can load it up with left English.
And if for some reason he didn't get out or whatever, he could always maybe shoot the 11, but try to get on the 9.
How about the angle on the 10? Does he have enough angle to draw back to play the 9 next, or is he too straight?
No, he's on the wrong side.
Okay.
Yeah. I like
Well,
the 12
he
to
could
the
shoot
9.
the 12 to get the angle on the 10 to draw back for the 9, but then you're leaving the 15 up there in the kitchen, and you don't want to leave just one ball up there because the 11 is tricky. It'll go past the 13 probably right now without having to move the 13.
I'll tell you, if I had a, oh, I don't think he
How
has.
about he goes from the 10 to the 11? No, you don't have the right angle, huh?
He doesn't have the 11 to do the 12 thing either. He's too far on the other side.
Yeah. I think it's
now I'd do it.
No, I think I still might think about 12, then go to the kitchen for the 15, slide down, play the 11, and then draw for the 9 and stop. Because the 11 passes. And I think going from the 11 to the 9, or even pocket the 11 and stop, and then shoot the 13 and come across for the 9. The 9 could be the last ball, but he'd have to have an angle because the 8 will only go by the 3. Okay, he's going to clear the 13 and go to the 9, Bobby. And then 9 stop, 11 stop, 8. That's a smart pattern. He still has to execute it. You almost got to drag this thing over. It's got to hit the middle diamond on the short rail and let the spin take you between the 8 and the 3.
It's tricky here.
Yeah, you just, it's a precision shot. Did he get enough of it? He did.
He only got perfect.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, this has been like watching ball in hand every shot. The guy's so good with the cue ball.
11 back in hinge.
He is so good with
that
that
is a monster shot he just made. It really is.
Very impressive. And he's made it look effortless.
Monster out. That was a difficult run out, and he made it look like it was hangers. I'd hate to make it a die to playing these guys every day. That'd get old quick. knowing you got to run out every time you get up there or you can't win. And you might not win if you run out every time. They like that action. Who's up next on the TV table?
It's going to be Corey Dool and Chung Lin. On the floor near your feet, Mike, I think there's... Okay. Mike.
He didn't make nothing after all that. He didn't make a ball again.
In fairness to Mike and some defense of him, this set of Magic Racks I've brought out there, the last 2 or 3, even brand new ones right out of the package, the balls wouldn't lock together. There was it was the 3rd row, is the ball to the right of the 8 ball was not frozen to the 8. We told him we would continue to try some more racks, and he eventually said, no, I'll go ahead and break this one. You know, I mean, he was being a gentleman. I mean, he didn't want to stand up there for 10 minutes and, you know, be that fussy, but he also realized how important of a shot it is, the break shot. He said, you know, I can't afford to come up dry against this guy, and he's right. And, you know, he knows what's at stake. But what I don't understand is the other kids racking the balls, and they seem to be fine for him. I just think that the Magic Rack is so delicate. I think it's actually how you actually even place the balls on it. I like to not roll the balls in. I like to kind of drop them into their spot. I mean, I'm not literally dropping the ball, but excuse me, placing the ball in the little diamond groove rather than rolling into it and maybe making the rack come up off the surface a little bit. But I mean, like you said, Bobby, it's just, you know, it's just you can't predict it. You can rack them the same way 1,000 times, and they'll break differently every time. Warren leading Jason 4-2 on the other table.
You wonder, though, like in a rack, a 15-ball rack, if there's a ball that's a hair off, not frozen in the middle of the rack, how much effect can that have?
Well,
like none. It don't have no effect. If you break them, you don't make nothing. You're gonna blame it on because it was a ball.
No, not necessarily. Look at this. Look at this.
He can shoot the 3.
He's got to shoot the 3. I think.
But getting back to what I was saying.
Yeah. Well,
it can't make that much of a difference.
I think there is some difference, obviously, because if they're frozen, all the energy is going to transfer, you know, from the hit. That's why most of the pros, they usually are concerned with the first 3 balls, the 1 ball and the 2 balls behind it, because that's where all the energy gets transferred. But, well, I wouldn't think so, but I'm not.
They might even break better. It's a possibility.
I think
you might break
they break better if the front 3 are tight and the rest of them are loose.
I mean, you might make 5 balls and break if 1 ball's not together. You never know. You just don't know.
You don't know. I mean, let's make a very quick analogy to bowling, and they have automatic pin setters in bowling.
And
I'm sure all the pins, pins aren't frozen.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the pins is, you know, fine of a piece of equipment as those automatic pin setter machines are. maybe don't always get put in the exact same spot, but even if they do, the guy bowls and hits the 1-3 pocket with the bowling ball in the same place that he just hit it and struck 3 times, and then he leaves a 7-10 split. You know, same set of pins dropped by the same machine. The ball hits him at the same way. The only thing I really think, Bobby, that could explain it is the cue ball isn't hitting the head ball in the same precise place that it has been for successful breaks. And the energy isn't transferring and the balls aren't flying around, and you're getting collisions early instead of late. I mean, you know, usually within 2 seconds after the guy hits the balls whether something's going to go or not, because you see them all flying around. But I can't explain it, and I don't even think it's worth trying to. I have to call up Dr. Dave, I guess. And,
The funniest thing I've ever seen, Ronnie Allen was playing Morrow in L.A. at the Disneyland Hotel tournament, and they're complaining about the rack. And Morrow says, all I'm concerned about is the first 3 balls being frozen. So here's a pool table. So Ronnie racks the balls. He puts the 3 balls up there like that, freezes them.
he puts the other 3 a foot away?
No, he puts the other 6 on the rail. He says, there you go, if you're worried about it. He had like a rack of 6 ball on the rail and 3 on the spot. He's there. If you don't care about them other balls. Of course, that's Ronnie Allen. I mean, you know, he's got every jokester move in the book. That's twice in a row Mike's broke the balls and didn't make anything. Just doesn't seem possible as hard as he's hitting the balls and nothing's falling. Just doesn't seem for real. I bet he makes one. Look at this. He's making, look at this. Look at these balls. I don't know what he's going to do. He didn't make a ball either on the break. The 8 goes in the corner. He'll just shoot.
Oh, yeah.
1, 6, 7. Stop, stop, stop. 6
Yeah,
to the side.
I like shoot the 6 on the side, stop, shoot the 7, and
Roll
follow
up,
forward.
roll
Right.
up about
Follow
6
forward.
inches.
Right.
Yep.
Just pinch it here.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect. Depending on the angle he got,
He might shoot
go
the
the
7
rail
first. He might
no,
have
or
to-
shoot the 6, 7 the same holes as 6. No, he's perfect. There you go. Just like we
Okay,
said,
yeah.
roll up. Can't tell the angle sitting back here.
Yeah, well, this looks like he's going away from the 8 a little bit here.
You know what? He loves to be worrying about getting behind that 14.
Yeah.
Or 15.
Well, then the other thing he's got to do is take a longer shot on the 8 ball if he wants to ensure position. But see right where he put his tip. You're right. That's dangerously close to that 15 ball.
He shouldn't be where he's at now anyway. He should have been on the other.
Yeah, he should have taken a little more care on the 6. But see, this is what I thought he'd have to do is now take the longer cut on the 8.
How could he possibly get in this situation?
I think he.
From those balls. I mean, really?
I don't know. When he was on the 1 ball, it looked like a
could he
gimme.
How could he possibly be in this situation? I don't believe this.
I don't know, but if he don't make this ball, he's going on tilt.
I think he's going to make it, but it's a little. Look at this.
Worked pretty hard for that one.
Possibly. You make it look so easy, buddy. Nice out.
Okay, now that's a brand new Magic rack. I just handed it to him. Of course, I handed him the last 3 as well, but that's brand new, right out of the package, never been used before. And if it gives him any problems, I'm not going to know how to explain it.
Maybe you should just use 2 of them and stack them up.
It was glue about 8 of them together. Then it'll be like a regular triangle.
Only thing I don't like about the Magic rack is years ago I used to have that trick where you tell somebody, I bet you can't flip the rack over like that.
Oh, yeah.
They pop them in the nose. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
How many times have you done it? Hold the rack. Say, I bet you can't flip the rack over and it gets like halfway and it comes like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and the wooden ones hurt.
Crack them right in the face, man. I've done that to so many people. Crack them. I'm telling you, break somebody's nose with it. Because it gets over it when it starts to get halfway there, it is flying. But we all had to learn the hard way because I cracked myself in the nose when I first seen it. I was about 14 years old. .62 Jason, he don't look happy.
He's losing 6-2.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been happy for 2 days.
How fast he's shooting over there.
Well, like I said, I think he's just anxious to get done and
Get to
not
the
have
bar.
to not have to endure this.
I mean, look how he's walking around shooting these balls.
Well, you know, in the 10 ball Invitational, I think he won his first match and was on his way in the second match, and then it all turned for him. And ever since then, he can't get back in any kind of rhythm. He's in a poor mental state of mind.
Can you believe that he didn't make a ball again on the break?
Well, then he's got to change where he's breaking from or the speed, or both. I mean, if the result has been the same 3 times in a row with a brand new rack, he's got to do something different. I mean, Coe is using the same rack, and he's making a ball every time.
Well, Coe's like twice as strong. I mean,
he actually may be hitting them just much more square and solid.
He is.
That's well, I know you were joking about that, but like I said, I think Mike needs to change something up. Maybe go for a little less speed and a little more of a solid hitter, move the cue ball a half an inch one way or the other.
You know what
I'd
I'm
also
doing
be,
here?
I'd
I'm
also,
going rail first shooting this ball.
well, maybe so. But I would also, if I were Mike, I would be paying extremely close attention to where my opponent was putting the cue ball because he's breaking successfully.
Yes. Why is he just not going rail first? Why would he not just shoot the 14 and come out? He go rail first. He's got all them balls. The 9, the
I'll
10.
tell you why. I think he's going to shoot the 2 into the 14.
Why?
So we can stay there for position on those stripes.
He's got
It's
3
awful.
stripes hanging.
Yeah, but still.
It's the wrong shot. He's got to go the rail first.
Well, maybe so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's what he's actually going to do, is shoot the 2 up into the 14. I thought maybe originally he was thinking of that so he could keep the cue ball down there and get rid of the 13.
He can do that next. I mean, he should be going rail first here, but whatever.
Well, I think the ball is out enough where it'll slow the cue ball down.
Yeah, like this.
Right.
Got all them balls, and he just
Rail first, I'm afraid, would have taken him too far behind this 14 or right at it if he caught it the wrong way.
Unless he used inside.
Well, that then adds more difficulty to the shot.
The ball's hanging. Again. I'm trying to put a little color into this, buddy. You know, no matter what you said, then I was going to take the other side.
Well, of course, if I agree with you, what's the point of sitting
That's
up
right.
here?
Exactly. One of us can go take a nap.
Hell yes.
Well, I
mean,
like shooting
all
the
you
9
all you
next.
eat is vegetables anyway.
I like shooting the 9 next and getting the 13 next. No.
Yeah. No, he's going to shoot the 12.
Then the 11, then swing over
I-
to the 13.
The 9 might be the last ball.
Yeah, but he needs to get on the 13. That's the key.
Well, he can do it now. He can bump the 11 a little bit if he has to. Either the 10 or the 9 should be last.
Does the 13 go past that 1? No.
Yeah. I
On
think
the left corner, it does on the
I
right.
I think it goes on the left as well. But he was going for it right there. He wanted to hit the 11 full in the face, and he didn't. Now he's got to shoot the 10 ball.
Yeah, that
He's
was a
got
careless.
to shoot the 10 rock.
That was a careless error there. That's the first bad shot he's made, I believe, in the week.
Well,
He ain't made
it's
many.
pretty rare that he's made
She ain't made
many errors, and position error more so than missing a ball.
Look at this shot here. He might try to go in between the 3 and 8, shoot the 9 next. Or
Well, I'm not sure he's got much
can
else he
even get
can
there.
do.
That's it. That's like about it. Or either that or draw into the 3. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go forward.
I think the draw angle is at the 3. I
Yeah.
think he'd have to really get down deep on the cue
Yeah.
ball to miss the 3 ball.
If he hits the 3 solid or on the top half or misses it totally, he's going
Right.
forward.
Yeah,
He's flirting with the corner pocket here. Close.
he sure is.
Close. Look. Woo. How good did he hit it?
Yeah. Well, now if he's straight in on the 13,
13, 11, 9.
11-9, right?
If he got on the
He
13,
might
he's
he might even have the proper angle on the 13 to drift to the right a ball.
Yeah. He got pretty lucky there, but he hit it perfect.
Well, like I said, the guy's got incredible recovery powers.
Yeah.
You get out of line, and sometimes it takes you 4 shots to get back in line. Sometimes you never do.
Ooh, look at this.
He seems to get back in line on 1 shot. There, it looked like he had to cheat the pocket. Mike's going to take a timeout here. All right, Mike's back. And we're back. And it's 3-3. And a very uncharacteristic miss by Chung. And Mike with a grand opportunity here. Camp goes on the hill already over there, 8-3 over Jason. I don't do this all that often, but I'm going to right now, Bobby Cotton. I'd like to say hi to somebody out there. I want to say hi to my good friend Bill Moropoulos. Just kind of sent me a hi text anyway. And
is that what him just in? That wasn't him.
Huh?
Where is he? Is he here?
I imagine he's home, sitting and watching it in one of his palatial homes.
Well,
anyway, Morop, how you doing, pal?
Where's he from?
L.A. area.
Oh, okay.
Now he's, I mean, he's a straight pool guy, so he knows pool. He doesn't know in this. You only use 2 pockets on a table crap like you do.
Yeah.
I mean, so why do they have the other 4 there? Why don't they just make a table with 2 pockets, Bobby?
They have one of those in Kansas City.
Do they really?
I think
Are
so.
you kidding?
I think they do.
Oh my God.
That's dumb.
Really? Well, so you can never scratch anywhere but there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
We'll see what he's going to do here. He's going to try to thin this. Does the 13 go down there?
Well, Christ, I looked at my phone for a second, and Mike's not at the table. He obviously hung the 5 ball.
I don't know why he should have shot the 1 starting off. I mean, I don't understand.
He's letting this break stuff get into his head. He's,
Look at this. Look what he just did. Look at this shot.
Yeah. Well, you ain't getting on the 13 from here, pal.
I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Unless he banks this under the 1 and goes forward.
He should have never. I mean, I don't know what he was doing there.
I don't know either.
I don't know what he was doing there.
For all the players out there that did not bring your brother with you, please stand up after yourselves.
Well, that's what I thought was about all he could try to do was bank it and go forward.
I can't believe he got in that spot anyway after him.
Yeah, Mike's got to shoot the 1 ball right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Getting a little dry in the throat here.
Thank you, Ken.
Okay.
It's over. That match over there is a done deal.
It's over. 9-4 for Warren. Unfortunately, it doesn't help Warren, other than maybe in the placement and the balance of the group. So we can put all our attention right here. And Maybe he ought to ask Co to rack for him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about it that I just can't quite get a grip on. They're using the same device to rack. They're playing with the same balls. Chung hasn't had any issues with the rack. He's exploding the balls just like Mike is. But balls are going in for him and they're not for Mike. And I think Mike's just looking for a justification. I didn't use the word excuse because I don't think he's using it as an excuse. I think he's trying to help himself deal with his lack of success on the break by trying to justify it. And maybe all I'm saying right here is some fancy words for the word excuse.
It's also called an excuse.
I know.
But you put it very nicely.
I'm trying to be politically correct here, Cotton.
You put it very nicely. But he didn't make a ball either last rack.
No, but Mike hadn't made one hardly the whole game. And I will admit that in Mike's first match today and in his match yesterday, he was just blowing the rack wide open and making 2-3 balls every time, and things were coming easy for him. But let's pay attention here to the second row, because that was Mike's comment to me before he took the timeout.
What second row? The
2 balls in the second row of balls, the row of 2 that Mike said he had headed to the side pocket almost every time. Now look where Co's breaking. He's just about on the spot. Mm-hmm. Mike was 3 inches to the left of that. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens with that second row. And he made one in the right-hand side. And he broke from dead on the spot. Mike was breaking at an angle. And I don't care, even if you're hitting the one square, you're coming over there, you're not hitting the one in the same place as your opponent is. Mm-hmm. No matter how solid you're hitting it.
It's not the rack, it's just where he's hitting it.
It's where he's hitting it. And I even said to Mike, I said, why don't you try to change things up? Move the cue ball, adjust your speed. He said, no, all that's good. I'm doing the exact same thing I've been doing for 2 days. Yeah, but it stopped working.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
And it's unexplainable, but it's probably not going to change. And Bobby, look how ugly that 2 ball is by the left side pocket. That is really in one bad spot. And so the first thing I'm looking at is the stripes. And if I got a shot on them, I'm shooting them, because behind the 8 here, you've got the 13 to help you open the 14 up.
You know, he might get on 13 right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And
if he's straight in enough.
Combination, shoot the 11-9.
Right, because them 3 balls in the kitchen are not a problem. They all go.
Yeah, if he gets straight in on the 13, then shoots 11-9, then it's over.
Well, he's got to bump the 14. You know, he's got to get on the 13 so he can move the 14 or the 7.
I didn't see that down there.
Right, that's why I'm saying that. Well, this may work out if it doesn't come out and hook him. And it did. Now he's got to shoot the 9.
That was a bad shot. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I think he might have been trying to go full in the face into the 7 ball. I didn't like that from that distance. If he was a little less angle.
I like playing the 13 then going in them balls.
Yeah, but he had to get there.
He went too far, though, you know.
Yeah, well, he didn't. He wasn't playing for the 13 on that shot, or he never would have hit it with that speed. He's too good a player to have overhit it.
It came up short.
Even if he come up, you know, a diamond past the side pocket, you can still cut the 13, move the 14, and you got the 9 for your insurance.
Yep, what he did was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
See what he does here. He has work cut out of him from here. He's got to get back down and shoot the ball.
Yeah, and he's drawing the cue ball too. Well, that'll play. It's not the best in the world because he can only shoot the 10. I don't know if he can hit the 4 to stop the cue ball. It looks kind of narrow. And he certainly can't get down here.
I didn't like drawing that ball anyway.
You know what I think, what I do here, Cotton? Just make the 10 if I could, get to the middle of the table. Then I'd play the 15 up there in the upper left corner and try to come down and get on the 13.
So it sounds like a plan.
you know, you've got to get on the 13 before you can do anything with these 3 stripes behind the 8. The 11 has no pocket. And maybe the 14 goes in the lower left corner, but you'd need almost ball in hand to do that. Now, he may be too thin here to land in the middle of the table, but he could go over and back, or he could try to draw right into him. Well, he did hit the 4, and that's okay. It all depends on the angle he's got here on the 15. If he can punch it across the table with center left, right there, just past the 4 ball. Just come past the 4 ball with the cue ball, but you want to be off the rail.
He sure would like to have about an inch more angle, you know.
Oh, definitely, but he did make a darn good shot on the 10 to hit the 4 with the cue ball.
Oh, yeah.
That required a pretty nifty little stroke.
He might have got real good here. Stop. I don't think he can hit the 14.
He doesn't have to graze it much, though. I think he can get just a little bit of it.
I think he's going to jack up and stab it.
And stun it, yeah. And the cue ball will come forward after the light graze. No, it looks like on the picture we got here, like he can just graze it just enough. No, he couldn't.
What is he doing?
He thought he was going to hit it. You know what happened is he undercut the 11. I mean the 13. He had to cut it more to go into the 14.
He's made some goofy mistakes these last couple of games. Really goofy. Uncharacteristic of, you know what I mean, of his skill.
Well, gee, I mean, the guy's all 18 years old, Bobby.
Yeah, he should know better, right?
Good Lord, he's been around forever. He can't be looking at shooting this in the side.
No, I don't know, you know.
Because then what are you going to do with the 11? But you can't shoot the 11 because you can't get on the 14, the 15. So he's got to shoot it in the side. And then he's going to have another tough shot.
It's not quite as bad as it looks on the monitor, see?
No, but even if he makes it, the cue ball's going to hit the 7
it's pretty much stop.
And stay there, and then he's going to have to bank the 11 or slice it down.
Cut the 11 in the corner if he makes it.
Yeah, how about the cue ball going in the drink? He almost did that. Now Mike's going to be pissed because he tied up the 1 ball. Although if I'm Mike, I'm thrilled to be at the table. This guy looked like he was going to run out.
He's made a couple of mistakes the last 2 games.
Well, this is a huge opportunity for Mike. He can take a 2-game lead here. The 3 will help him open the 1, so that's nothing to worry about right now. Just make this ball and get to the center of the table. I know the 2's still tough. That's well struck.
Now, you see what it did? He caught the point. It caught the
did
point.
It?
Yes, he missed it a mile. He shot it into the far point.
The point straightened it out?
Yeah, he missed it a mile. He missed it a mile.
Oh, boy.
He missed it 4 diamonds, and it caught the titty and went straight down the rail. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Missed it a mile, shot it right to the point.
Wow.
I don't know how that ball went. I wish they had a replay on it. It was really funny.
You know what? If he could, I'd go into the 1 in the stripe right here, try to stay there so I could shoot the 3 in the side off the 2. That's what he's trying to do. And that's a smart shot. That's a really smart shot there by Mike Dechaine. Because he hates the 2 ball. I don't blame him. And the only thing he could do to move it is to shoot the 3 in the side off the 2. And this is the only way he could have got there. Really, really impressive shot. Very, very clever. And you didn't even think of it.
I didn't.
You're too slow. You're slowing down, Cotton.
I didn't have.
That's all right. Those side pocket shots don't come up in 1 pocket that much.
No. Unless I'm ducking.
You duck?
I can't stand soft drinks. I don't even know why I'm drinking this thing.
We'll get you some water. Go get some water or some juice up there.
Yeah. I bet I don't drink 5 soft drinks a year. Probably not even
You've
that
had
many.
3 in 2 days here.
I know, and I don't have 5 a year.
No, no, there's juices up there. I mean, I try to drink as much water as I can, especially here when it's so dry. You know, you got to stay hydrated here. This will be an all-pro out if he can get this done. I mean, the shot from the 4 to just kiss open the 1, to get the angle on the 3, to play it off the 2 in the side, required a great deal of pool knowledge and a great deal of pool execution. Nicely done. Five to 3 to win the group. That's what's at stake here. A guaranteed berth in the semifinals and a chance to win it all. So you're
Just
either,
like Bogey and Bacall.
yeah, going to be a hero or a 0 here.
Look at that.
Again, he scratched. Well, he can't complain about not making a ball. He made 3 of them, but one of them was white.
Well, I think I'm taking.
I'm taking stripes and playing the 315 right now. There's a big pocket there, I think, unless he's got a clean pocket for the 3 ball. If he doesn't have a clean, and where's the 2 go?
Where are you playing the 15 at? Behind
The
the
I'm
13?
sorry, it's the 12, the 312, right in this lower right corner.
Where are you playing the 12? Behind the 13?
No, the 312 is right here in front of the lower.
Oh, you're playing a combination?
Play a combination, sure.
Oh, okay. I forgot just then. for a
Table's
split
open,
second.
right? Every other stripe has a pocket. If he takes solids, what's he going to do with the 3 ball?
Do you think yeah, he
Absolutely. This was a no-brainer, Bobby.
sees it. And I didn't
He's
even
got
see it.
he's got a big pocket, and he clears the only ball that's a problem for that group. That's why ball in hand so
Warren,
strong here.
What was the score in the Warrens match?
9-4.
9-4.
About 3 years ago, CSI changed their rules where scratch on the break became ball in hand anywhere in 8-ball. It was always behind the line for years and years. I mean, the world standardized rules still play it that way. It's played that way probably in every bar across the country. But CSI and the BCA Pool League 2 or 3 years ago adopted the ball in hand anywhere after the break with a scratch on the break in 8-ball. And let me explain to you why. It wasn't really, the rule wasn't written that way for professional play. The majority of CSI play is the BCA pool leagues. It was made for the leagues and for this particular type of an event where you know how often on a bar box, if you're playing ball in hand behind the line after a scratch on the break, sometimes the balls are so messed up you don't even have anything to shoot, and you're going to get into a long game and a safety battle. So it was almost in the interest of time and in the interests of maybe a little bit more enjoyable experience. and to make the scratch on the break much more punitive.
Yeah.
And I think it should be. Because you could scratch on the break and not get penalized.
Much more punitive. That's very cerebral. Huh? How am I hitting them?
Man,
Huh. I knew
that's
I'd.
two.
Listen, I knew I'd get it in there.
If you
somewhere.
work paradigm into that sentence now, you hit the Triple Crown.
That's right. It's
It's
five.
cerebrally punitive.
Yes. 5-3, and if he gets out here 5-4, then he's breaking. That break could cost him 2 games.
Sure. I mean, still the only savior from Mike, in his back pocket is if he can hang even or keep his lead, he'll always have a chance to break for the win because he breaks in the odd games.
I'd shoot the 14-11 and then 10 last. What I'd do.
I think I'd go to the 11 first, only because the 11 to the 10 might be a little harder to get closer
Look
to.
what he did. He didn't draw his ball.
He let up on his stroke.
He's really.
He might be feeling the heat.
dogging it.
He might be feeling the heat for the
He's
first time.
He's dogging it.
Look, in the 10-ball division, he went through his group 3-0. He had no trouble. He won his semifinal. He's going to play his brother in the final. There's no pressure there. He won his first 2 here very easily, but he's finally run up against a guy not only as formidable as he is, but with the same record and a lot of experience.
I'm banking this.
He's got to
here.
bank it. Oh, he's absolutely banking it.
He's shooting.
No, he's going to shoot the 10.
I don't like this. He's got to get right.
It's a question of this is probably a better make percentage. I know maybe for a bank champion like yourself, no. But for this kid, that was a better make percentage. We've seen him miss that cross corner bank down there a couple times today. He did it a few racks ago on the 13 ball. So he probably didn't want to risk it, and the 8 goes in both corners. That's 50-yard line there.
I'm going forward on the ball.
Yeah, I think he was worried about hitting the 4 coming over off the second rail.
He had a lot of room, didn't he?
Maybe so.
He get way up there by the first dime, and
maybe so.
He let up on his stroke.
He did.
He let up on his stroke on the other ball.
He did.
Tried to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't go through the ball.
Yeah.
Of course, he might.
That can just be nerves. He's certainly not much. That's all right. I mean, he's not tired. He's not intimidated. I think he's taking a break. No, he's going to the scoreboard. No, I think he is. It's Mike's break. No, he's taking a timeout.
His break.
He is taking a timeout.
Where's he going with that? back on, pool fans. See if little Cole can make a ball on the break here. That second ball just straighten the joint. Look at this, and of course there's a little cluster down here that he'll have to work with. I don't know if it's 11 goes by there. If he shoots,
I think it does.
if it does, it's over. He'll shoot these off, shoot the 14, 11, bam. You know what I mean? If it goes.
Well, he's giving it a good hard look.
Because he's in a perfect spot to shoot the 14 and stop. You know what I mean?
Right
There.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
know?
he's going to clear those 3 down there first.
And then he's going to shoot the 14.
And if it doesn't go, he's got the 10 to play and open it up. You know,
Right.
You know what else he could do too? Let's say it doesn't go and he doesn't want to risk opening it up on the 10. He gets the deep angle on the 14, slides into the 5 with the cue ball.
Right,
and then has
stop.
the 10
That's
and it bumps the
insurance.
11 out.
Right, I like that also.
Right,
that might be the way to do it. You straight pool
little
guys,
straight pool knowledge
you guys,
there.
man,
Yeah.
are just brutal. Know every move. No, I like that though. Go
It-
straight across,
yeah.
hit them balls, and everything is going to be good. 10 balls
I mean,
insurance.
it doesn't matter almost where you hit the 5 unless you hit it thin and got so unfortunate you roll behind the 8. But
Yeah.
now, if it goes, of course, your plan is the best plan. Just shoot the 14 and stop.
And if it doesn't go, I really like the way you decided to do it. That works.
Yeah, I think it gives you the better options. You got 2 chances to get a shot that way.
I don't know if he sees that shot because he doesn't play straight pool. I'm sure, you know.
I don't think. I think he'll recognize the possibility of that shot just because he don't play straight pool, and who knows, maybe he does, but
I don't know.
probably not.
He knows a lot of moves for a young guy. You know, a lot of. Look
He
at
almost dogged that ball.
this. He's trying to play position on the third.
He wanted to get less angle on the 13 to get straight on the 15 down the corner here.
He's feeling the pressure. He really is. You can tell it.
Yeah, because
last couple games,
his
he's
cue ball precision is not what it's been.
No,
He's still potting the balls pretty well.
but he's been
He's
all,
gonna
over,
have
all
to-
over the table.
You're going to have to hit this real softly and just come around the 6.
He's still pocketing balls like you
Okay.
know.
Now he's kind of got the halfway angle. I don't think he can slide over into the 5,
Oh,
so he's definitely thinking that the 11 goes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have much space to put the cue ball where he can make the 11 without hitting the 5.
Yeah.
And of course, let's look forward to that. He's going to have to make it in such a way that he skims off the inside of the 2 to come around to be able to see the 10.
He might can just draw into the 8, depending on how it works.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to. I guess it goes.
Yeah, but
He's just drawn to the 2, and I don't like that.
yeah, but the 5's taking up a lot of room. He's got to go forward off the 2 and come on the low side, or is he going to try to go in the gap between the 8-5 to shoot the 10?
Well, that's risky, ain't it?
It is risky, but the way the balls are laying,
If
that's all he can.
Yeah, if he can hit the 2 pretty fat, which I don't think he can. No,
I think he can get the 2 pretty fat, but if that cue ball drifts up table
He's
6
dead.
inches,
He's a
the
dead
8,
man.
the 8's got him.
I think he's going
He's
to
going to play
draw.
10, 11. Yeah, this is better. This is much better.
Now he can skim the deuce and shoot the 8
Eight.
straight in the hole.
Yep.
Now he's
Right.
out. Now he can skim
Well-
the deuce a little bit, I believe.
Depending on how thick he's going to hit the 2, I like playing for the 8 in the side, because
Yeah.
I think he's going to hit about a third of the 2 ball and have the cue ball come forward 6, 8 inches.
Yeah.
Well, this is a blood test here.
This has no
Narrow pocket, and you're on the rail. And you
He's-
can't baby this. I mean, it's pocket speed, but you can't baby it
No, you got to go ahead.
because you got to get that Q-tip through the cue ball here.
He's nervous as a cat on a hot roof.
Yeah.
Boy, he hit it good, didn't he? Swished it. Swished it. Swished it. 18 years old. That's too funny.
Yeah, it should be illegal.
18, weighs like 80 pounds. You gotta like the kid.
Oh,
Ballsy.
how do you not like a guy like that?
Ballsy up there playing, keeping his composure in a major tournament. I mean, you know, he's strong boy. I remember years ago when I was 18, all the kids that were playing pool, they missed a ball, they'd have speared the wall. Yeah. Now we got a time match and Little Co's breaking. No. I'm sorry. What am I thinking? I thought he
No, Mike breaks
Mike's
odd,
breaking.
odd
I'm
games.
sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I wasn't even looking at him when I was telling you. If Mike doesn't make a ball on the break here, he's going to. There we go. Look at these
Now,
balls.
That needs
Look at
to
these balls.
Well, solids. I mean, stripes for sure, even though there's a bunch of them on the table. Because the only solid he can shoot is the 4 on the side comfortably. And that doesn't lay good to get down here because the 6 and the 3 only go in the left pocket.
Everything goes if he gets the 11 out of the way. He'll go from the.
Yeah.
You know, if he can get on the 11 now, he can go from the 11 to the 13. You know, that's the route I like.
Yeah, I like 11 to the 13, and then the 10-9 combination,
And
and
then
then
the
12 on the side.
Right. He just got to get on the 11. He couldn't get there from the angle he had.
Actually, I'd play the 13, and if I could draw it to the long rail, I would, and then play the 11, because then I got the 9 hanging. But I don't know if he can draw without hitting the 8 here. You know, Bobby, it's not all that bad if he clears all this stuff up here, leaves the 11 for last, and then comes 2 rails around the 1 for the 8 ball.
Yeah.
He may have to do that, or he'll play 11 to the 12. Either way, he'll swing 2 rails around the 1 off the 11. And I think I would leave the 12 to help me get on the 8, just because I don't know if the 8 goes over here. I don't think it does. I think the 3's got it blocked. Well, now he's got to take a tougher shot on the 11.
You know what you can do here, though, Ken? Thin the 8, not thin the 10 with inside. Cue ball goes right straight back toward the 11, and you go the 11, 2 rails on the 12.
Well, I understand
right?
that, but if for some reason he winds up straight in on the 11 or not straight enough to swing 2 rails around, it can make getting on the 12 either harder or leave him a longer shot on the 12. I wouldn't shoot the 12 now.
Unless he shoots a 12 and knocks the 8 over there.
Well,
I like doing what I said. Thin the 10 and come straight back toward the 11.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The English is going to have to grab so quick, it may not be able to hold the cue ball on that inside line.
Yeah, it's
you
close.
know, because it's going to hit the
could.
cushion so quickly, it won't have a chance to take.
If the 10 ball was
deeper, fine, right?
Then he
right.
hits the ball thinner.
Yeah.
He has to hit it. Yeah, I see, because he could wind up like right there.
Right.
Like
I mean,
in.
he might still be able to make the 11, but he might have the 50 yard. I don't like 2 rails
Look,
around for the 11.
He's trying to do what I said, though. Look.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely playing for the 12 now. Draw it into the long rail, and then 2 rails around. But he'll be crossing the line to play the 8 in the other pocket.
Yes.
But I mean, that's okay. He's got, 4 feet of distance to go from once he hits
Yeah.
the second cushion off the 11.
He should be able to be all right here, I would imagine.
I think so. I would just lay it on the cushion prior to the side pocket.
Right. Right by the diamond.
Right by the diamond, right? Just don't overdraw it here. Even if it don't get to the rail, you're all right.
Look at this.
Oh, he was watching the cue ball.
He missed it a mile.
Oh, he missed it bad.
He missed it like an inch at least.
Played too much cue ball in the head there.
Oh, he missed it a mile.
Sort of rushed it a little bit too, It almost looked like he semi one-stroked it.
Boy, he hit it bad. I mean, he hit it real bad. And once again, he was playing the cue ball.
Now,
too.
Coe, if he could just bump the 3 and follow the cue ball to the cushion behind the 8, and Mike's dead. He's got a kick.
Or bump the pink one. I'm not the pink one. Bump the 6. And just freeze him behind the 3.
Yeah, the only reason I would do it off the 3, well, he is doing it off the 6. That's okay. It's just that.
I like it like this.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, either way, but this is perfect. I mean, either way.
Nah, it wasn't no either way.
Yeah, there was. It was your way and the wrong way.
I like this way. I mean, this is sweet like this,
Sure. Well, at least I saw the safety. Might have played it differently.
Well, you straight pool players ain't used to ducking. I'm used to ducking.
Actually, you do play safe a lot in straight pool, but if you're playing a decent player. You can use a regular jump cue, Mike. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. Yeah, he's jumping and he's called it. I bet he comes close. And that's all he did was come close. He needs some lucky roll here. And he didn't get one.
The end rail.
No.
I'm shooting the 6,
6,
and the 3,
3,
and the
1, 4. Yep. And the 4 will be played down.
Side,
No, I'd play it down here in the
Yeah.
corner. Just, I guess it depends on
on-
how close you get to it.
Yeah.
If you
depends
shoot
on
the 1
angle.
and stop, it don't matter because the 8 will have both corner pockets.
Yeah. But he's shooting a 6, a 3 in the opposite corner. I think. 3 in the left corner, then a 1, 4, just like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go forward here a little bit. He can
Yeah.
go forward or backward. I like going forward. Can't tell the angle. No, he's going backwards. He's got too much of an angle. He's going backwards. Yeah, he's got too much of an angle.
You want to go beyond the center of the table
Yeah,
here.
He's going backwards. Can't believe Mike missed that ball. You know what I mean? In the side, that was a hanger.
Where he went wrong, and of course, I'm nitpicking the crap out of these guys, but that's what we're getting paid to do up here.
Yeah.
When he played the 10-9 combination, he needed to take much more care on where the 10 ball was going to wind up.
Mm-hmm.
And he really didn't give it any thought.
He broke this
or
game too, didn't he? Yeah.
he needed to give more care to where the cue ball would wind
Yeah.
up because he left himself that skinny little cut that he had to put the reverse on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he didn't get the angle on the 11 that you suggested he get, and he wound up playing the 12 on the side, which was actually a good choice and a good shot, and it would have set him up nice for the 11, 2 rails around. But I think the fact that he lost that 10 ball a little bit definitely had something to do with the bad outcome. And now he's going to be in a position where he's going to be chasing because it's going to be Coe's break. Yep.
What's up, buddy? Good to see you. He left yesterday. Is Ricky here? Oh, Ricky? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got to. All right, buddy. Good luck. Let's see what happens here. Look at these. Look at the stripes. Look at these stripes here. Oh man, he's hanging.
Yeah.
He just got to shoot that 10 and go 2 rails and come out toward the center. And he'd like to shoot the 9 here next. You know what I mean, Ken?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if he has to play the 10 rail first, if the
If he
3's
catches
going to
the
be
3.
any problem.
Oh, he might shoot the 9. No, he's
No,
gotta
I
shoot
wouldn't
the
shoot.
10.
He wouldn't shoot the 9
You
now.
gotta
It's a
stay at the
missable
table.
shot.
You got to stay at
Right,
the table.
right. No, you have to shoot the 10. The 9 is, you know, he's probably going to make it 98 out of 100, but it is a missable
No,
shot.
don't do this. Don't jack up and shoot this ball.
And if you do, then you got to go back down there later to get the 10. And right now, the 9's actually kind of a semi-insurance ball, depending on
shooting,
where
yeah.
he gets.
I'm
I
gonna
think he's
spin up
concerned.
toward
I
this-
think he's concerned about rail first. See, now he's looking at the combination 4-10, and that's not a bad idea because you got much better control of the cue ball. It's just if I don't even think even if the 10's off the cushion a little bit, I think it's almost impossible to miss. But I don't like playing the 10s direct. Well, that's solved about half of his problems for this rack. His only other problem now will be the 9 because he's only got the upper right for it and nothing much else to get him down table. Bobby, how about shooting the 15 that's right near the side pocket, down the corner by the 3, go forward a little bit and shoot the 9 next.
I would put a touch of
Touch her
top
right. Touch her
of
right.
top, 1 o'clock.
Yep. But
And
I like that.
Even if you hit the 15 bad, it goes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've got a sideboard. Then you clear the 9,
Right.
and depending on your angle on the 9, you might be able to drift over
Shoot the
here
14
for this
next.
ball, or you've got the insurance hanger. That's
That's what he's
exactly
doing.
the right shot.
That's what he's doing.
That's exactly the
shade
correct
right.
shot here. Yep. And
Yeah.
I don't think it'll go anywhere near the 3. There's a ball under the 3. I
Oh,
can't even see it. It's another stripe. I think it's the 4. But
I know
that
this-
makes the
I know
pocket
this.
play even bigger.
Yeah, he won't even.
Right.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, now, depending on the angle, he'd like to get the stripe off the long rail over here on the right, but he may not be able to. He may be kind of straight here. If anything, it looks like it's mostly straight. I draw back for the 12, maybe.
No, that's what I
No?
would do,
Okay,
yeah.
well, no, if he could do that, that was the thing to do, absolutely.
If the 11
Just a
goes
high
by,
ball. Yeah, just a high ball here. I would go all the way to the bottom rail.
Nah, he's got to shoot the 11. The 11 next. Watch.
Oh, the 11 behind the 5. I didn't even see it. Well, he's on the 50-yard line.
He let up on his stroke.
Yeah, he
again.
did.
See what he did?
Well, the thing is now, if he plays the combination, he's just got to make sure the 11 doesn't go in.
He's trying to draw his ball. And
Yeah.
he let up on his stroke. That's what he's done 3 times.
Yeah,
That's what he's done 3 times.
yeah. Well, he's got 2 issues here. He's got to make sure the 11 don't drop, and he's got to be careful of the side pocket. Maybe he's going to bump the 8. I don't know.
Nah, he can't.
But if he can miss the 8, he's got to also miss the side. Oh.
Look at this.
Well, he actually played a pretty smart path there,
Yes,
because he knew, well, he did that just in case the 11 dropped. He knew he'd have a shot at the 12 playing it that way. Now what he's got to decide is he's got to actually play shape for the 8 here as well, but I think maybe just maybe a half a tip of right here. And that's what he did. And if the 12 went, he had a shot at the 8. I think you just bounce off here, Bobby, and play it in the right side.
Yes, sir.
Just hit about a third of the ball, maybe a third to a half of this ball with a little bit of Czech English. Perfect. Rack them up. Two-game lead.
Oh, because he missed that ball in the side.
Yeah, 2-game lead, and Mike's breaking. It cost him 2 games. A 12 ball in the side, last rack.
What's that?
I was just given the info for tomorrow's streaming matches, Bobby, and we only know about 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. because that ends the group play, and then we go in the semis. But here's how it lines up. Group C is going to open things up tomorrow at 11 a.m., and right here on the TV table, we're going to have Shane and Kevin Chung, and on the other table, it's Ralph and Dennis. And that group is wide open right now because all 4 players are 1-1. And a lot of tiebreaker stuff can come into play. And we'll be switching back and forth a lot during that match to both tables to keep you as into what's going on at the moment as we can. And then at 1 p.m., let me wait till Mike breaks. Okay, that was his best break of the match, cue ball wise and object ball wise. And just the 12-3.
This is a little bit of a mess.
Well, keep in mind, he can still hit any ball first, you know.
I'm shooting the 1 here and playing the 7, tearing out the 3.
Yeah, I don't like going into the 3 in that direction because you may push it towards a blocked pocket. It all depends on how far out that 14 is. Actually, it's the 15 in the upper left. I'm wondering, Bobby, if he could play a 12-15 billiard. Because he's got, he'll have a little insurance.
You take the stripes?
Yeah. He may even be able to play a combination, or he may be able to slide the 12 underneath there. He wants the stripes because of the 3 ball. He has 1 stripe up here on the foot rail, right in the middle of the foot rail. It's the 11. But the 3 ball is making him take stripes. Now he might go into the 12, and that's okay because from that direction, oh, give him something here. Okay, from that direction, you're not blocking pockets. At least he's still got a hole for the 12. Unfortunately, he's going to have to play the ball in the side right now, which was the ball that was going to get him down table. I wonder if he's got the angle to come the other side of the 10 and play the 11.
I don't think so.
No.
Look, it doesn't look like it. He's
No.
like
No, I guess
a hair
he
on the
can't.
wrong side, just a millimeter on the wrong side of the line, I believe. Can't tell from this
Well,
angle up
he's
here.
got to shoot the ball in the side. If he can get under the 10 or move it, that's what to do. Yeah, see, I like that. Now,
didn't know
now
what
you now you got to make a decision. Do I play my 10 now because it's my best chance to make it and go downstream and get the 12 out of there? Then I've got to figure out how I'm going to transition from the 12 to the 11, which is right underneath Mike. But this is correct. I like go towards the 3 ball with the cue ball. Maybe not quite that deep. Yeah, right at the 3 ball. But if he hits it in these straight, he's in trouble. He doesn't have much angle here at all, Cotton. And even if he can get in the middle of the table where he can cut the 14, he'll have to run into the 2 off the cushion to stay there. All right,
Well,
two rails to almost the middle of the table. Spin, baby. Okay. Now you got to miss the 11 with the cue ball and hit the 2.
I'd slow drag this ball in and kill Whitey. Is what I would
Yeah,
do.
it's almost
It's
the
not a
stroke.
hard- it's like a
No,
one-pocket
it's the
shot.
stroke you need to put on from here.
Just push the cue ball at 5 o'clock.
He did, but he missed the deuce. No, he didn't. He caught it coming out.
Look at this. He's all right, I guess.
He's going to have to bump into these. He can't hold it for the 8 in the corner
Is it
or the
go-
side. It goes in the corner. It goes in the side
Well, he
too.
Can come back,
Can he come back and play
yeah,
it in the same pocket?
Yeah, 5 o'clock,
Okay.
7 o'clock.
Okay, low right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hit it a little
It's
fat.
a little fat. No, he's going to open it. Look out! Look out! Look out!
Well, that was a horrible choice.
It was a terrible choice.
He could've
Unless
hit
he
that.
was too thin.
No,
Unless
could've
he
hit
was
that
too
ball.
thin.
He could have hit it a little fat, twist it in, and get right back down there.
Well, he's got to jump this. He's called it in the side. If he doesn't make this ball, I don't think he has any prayer to win this match.
He should make this.
Boy, that was a damn close. Look at how lucky he got. Look where the 8 wound up.
He can play the 1 off the 8.
He's got to right now.
In the rail. Just
Yeah,
bang
he's
it
got
over,
to
yeah.
slam it.
Yeah, this is easy. It stopped absolutely perfect to hit bank the 1 into the rail.
Yeah.
And hit.
What he's got to be careful of here, though, is he doesn't tie the 3 up with the 7, because the 3 is definitely going to move. I think it's going to move. It may not move much. Okay.
Yeah,
got away with
that was
it.
a hanger.
Yeah. I can't believe Mike didn't recognize that possibility.
He should have shot the ball, spun that ball and up
Yeah,
the
but
rail.
what I'm saying is even if he decided to shoot it the way he shot it, he's got to recognize the chance that that thing can glance and come over here. He should have put all his focus, if he's going to run into the ball, is run into only 1 ball. Pick a ball and run into it. He just basically said, well, I'm just going to go into them, and I know they'll open up, and I should be okay. Well, you weren't, and it wasn't. Because you can't, I mean, I've harped on this a lot, and I know I'm beating a dead horse, but you can't go into balls without knowing exactly what's going to happen after contact. Otherwise, you're just taking a chance. Yeah, he's got to play the 6 here. He's too straight on the deuce. Come across for the deuce.
Mike has given this match away
Twice.
twice. The score should be reversed.
Yep.
He's given this match away. He's made so many. He's made 2 or 3 really bad shots.
Well, and he managed to hang around in the match too up until the last couple of racks. With all the dry breaks and all the mistakes,
Yeah.
he was
Oh, I
still
know.
alive. But now it's going to be really, really tough. He's got to win 4 games in a row. And it's Youngko's break here. Anyway, I want to let you know on the final grouping tomorrow, the Group D players at 1 o'clock on the TV stream here. We're going to have Dynamite Darren against Django Bustamante. And the other match will be Ko Pin Yi and John Mora. And both of those groups, both groups C and D, are still very much up in the air. It's probably going to come to tiebreakers, but we're not going to get into those possibilities till we get to tomorrow, and I can do a little research on who beat who going into this round, because that's really what is going to be the determining factor if we wound up with a head-to-head tiebreaker. Kind of surprised I don't see either of our 7 o'clock players for the other table, because they're due to play at 7 and their table is open. That's Efren and Torsten, and I don't see either one of them. Well, they're both over there warming up. Efren's looks like he's in the practice area, putting his cues back in the bag to bring him over. So he's on his way over. So either way, we're going to fall a little bit behind on the pace here. Hopefully we'll pick it up in the 7 o'clock round and be able to finish up on time.
Look at that break. Wow, look at this break.
Well, Koping Chung has an opportunity to close the match out and win the group right here. All the solids go. It's just going to be a question of getting good on the 1 ball. Okay, this one's going to be tough to reach. He's going to probably have to play this left-handed. He really didn't want to be there. Wanted to be a little further away from that 4 ball. This could be the match right here. Oh, he hit it great. He hit it great. Now he's got a touch of an awkward angle on the deuce. He can't draw at the 11. He's at the 1. He's kind of going away from it. The best he could do would be to get it right back where it is now. So if that's the case, go ahead and shoot it now. He should come out with a shot on the 2, even if he comes too far to make the 3. Okay, he's 2 balls away from shooting the 8 for the match.
Yeah, Mike should have. This score should be reversed.
Well, at a minimum, it should be, 7-6 or 7-7. It shouldn't be this one-sided, but Mike gave him a lot of help. He had a little bit of a lapse in the middle of the match, but not enough. So, Chung Ko wins the group with a 9-5 win over Mike Dechaine. And we're probably less than 10 minutes from starting our